It's 2019, and that means, of course, we need equality, even if we have to change reality to make it so. By any means necessary. Of course, that's what you'd be saying if you worked in the offices of Google or YouTube. What's playing behind me is one of those things that we sort of thought was reality, but there wasn't enough proof of it for us to say it tangibly does exist.
Our insider says political biases are censoring voices on YouTube, owned by Google as well.
They described that they were going to have more content filtering, and right after that happened, a lot of the content creators started to get demonetized, and their videos started to get deranked. I'm talking about Dave Rubin, talking about Carpe Diem, talking about Tim Pool, and a lot of the other content creators that are within the YouTube ecosystem just saw their view counts just go through the floor.
According to internal documents and a whistleblower thanks to Project Veritas, we now know that Google has been using its algorithm and teaching its algorithm to downlist, delist, and effectively censor people that they don't agree with politically. What Google and YouTube have done as a giant search engine and giant corporation is force an ideology down your throats, down everyone's throats. Should you be pissed? Oh yes, you should.
Again, it wasn't just us, it was like the people got screwed over, the news media got screwed over, like everybody got screwed over, so now we're rapidly being like, what happened there? How do we prevent it from happening again? Now my old organisation, Trust and Safety, is top of mind. They've been working on it since 2016 to make sure we're ready for 2020.
They're not an objective source of information. They are a highly biased political machine that is bent on never letting somebody like Donald Trump come to power again.
We got called in front of Congress multiple times and we've not shown up because we were like, we just know they're going to just attack us. Like, we're not going to change our response, we're not going to change our mind. There's no point in just sitting there being attacked for something that we know we're not going to change. Like, they can pressure us, but we're not changing. But we also have to be aware of what they're doing and what they're accusing us of. Like I said, like, they can just, like Elizabeth Warren even, I love her, but she's also saying, like, you just have to break up Google and that will solve everything.
You have to what?
Elizabeth Warren is saying that we should break up Google. And, like, I love her, but she's very misguided. Like, that will not make it better, it'll make it worse, because now all these smaller companies who don't have the same resources that we do will be charged with preventing the next Trump situation. It's like a small company cannot do.
And it's
the White House don't play a role to make things more fair, so people are holding us accountable to fill in the gap of what
What the head of Responsible Innovation, Jen Ganai, says is that people tell them they're being biased, and even though people are telling them this and they've denied going to Congress because they know that they're going to disagree with them, is no matter what, they're not going to change. Because why? They know you're wrong and that they're right and they know what's best for you. We know what content is best for you. We know what YouTube videos are best for you. We know how the world should be. We know what news sources should be at the top and which ones shouldn't show up at all. And we're going to use our giant corporation and all of our facilities to secretly force things to go against reality because we don't believe they should be that way. And it's for that reason, and those specific reasons given in this video, that they believe they don't deserve to be broken up. They're not going to change their minds no matter what. Because as smaller companies, they can't, I don't know, enact global domination ideologically.
To make their view counts go down.
So Google is targeting what they consider to be right-wing news commentators. So that includes Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Stephen Crowder, and a host of other right-wing people that they are coming in, they're deciding that they don't want these opinions to have a wide appeal. And so they're coming in and they're putting their thumb down and they're deciding which content the users are allowed to see. The way that Google is able to target people is that they take videos and then they do a transliteration through using artificial intelligence. And they look at the translated text of what those people are saying, and then they assign certain categories to them, like right-winger or news talk, and then they're able to take those and apply their algorithmic rebiasing unfairness algorithms to them so that their content is suppressed across the platform.
It's true insanity that they don't see anything wrong with this, and it's true social justice warriorism, believing the things that they've been told and believing things that are so bad that it's up to them, even though they're a giant media corporation, to do what's best for everybody and correct everything behind the scenes. There's no freedom of opinion or of your own viewpoint on these platforms. They don't believe in that. They've said this. If you don't believe in the progressive agenda, which we now know is essentially what their belief system is, then there's no room for you on the platform. You don't deserve to be seen. You deserve to be put down because that's what's best for everybody else. Not only are they removing people from plain sight in the form of delisting and searches, they're attempting to change reality as it is. They're attempting to completely change what should be shown. The example that they use that's shown in this video is that if someone searches an image search for CEOs and too many men come up, even if that's the reality, maybe 20 out of 30 of them are men, they're going to change that so that the results show more women.
What's scary about this to you?
What's scary is that Google's deciding what's important and what's not important. They are going through and they're effectively deleting conversations from the national narrative. It reminds me of a book called 1984, and that should have been a warning. 1984 should not be a user manual on how to run society.
And they even mentioned that they've been using people to correct the algorithm in case it gets it wrong. So they're using people to teach an algorithm to make the correct choices, basically based on a political viewpoint. Of course, they're doing it for you. They're doing it for your own good, because they just know better. To them, equality and fairness is the same as the equality of outcome versus the equality of opportunity argument. They don't want everyone to have a fair chance. They don't want to bring everybody up to the same level. They want to bring other people down to make themselves feel better. They want to force the outcomes that they want, that they think should be the outcome, but aren't necessarily the actual outcomes. They're just haters, and in order to be happy, they have to destroy other people's lives and try to destroy their source of income and prevent them from working to make themselves happy. It's just revenge. It's political revenge because they don't like what has happened. They don't like that they've lost the argument, and it essentially seems that they don't like the simple fact of people disagreeing with them. In the end, what we're up against is just a group of haters who've been given too much power.